Commander Sithrak stood on the observation deck of the orbital station, staring down at the red planet below. The surface looked wild and chaotic. Jagged mountains pierced the clouds. Rivers of molten rock ran in unpredictable paths, and violent storms churned over the plains. It was no wonder that the aliens had always called it a death world. No normal species could survive here, they believed. Analyst Vreel floated beside him, his green eyes wide with curiosity. "Commander, the readings are strange. There is a repeating signal from the surface. It looks artificial, but the planet is supposed to be empty of advanced life," Sithrak grunted. "Probably a natural pattern. Storms, electrical discharges, something harmless. We will send a probe to be sure." Medic Laresh adjusted his instruments and shook his head. "I have never seen energy patterns like this from a storm. It is too regular. It could be communication, but from whom?" The three aliens watched the red clouds for a long time. Vreel tapped on the console, pulling up the signal. Tiny spikes and pulses moved in, neat sequences. It looked almost like someone was speaking. Sithrak frowned. "It cannot be. Nothing lives there. Nothing survives. Or maybe," Vreel said quietly, "something survives that we did not expect." The council had debated the issue for cycles. Sending a probe was the only safe option. It would float into the storms, measure the environment, and return. No risk to the station. Sithrak ordered it prepared. Hours later, the probe entered the atmosphere. The aliens watched as its tiny shape fought the violent winds. It sent back data about high gravity, crushing storms, and dangerous radiation pockets. The readings were extreme. The probe should have failed, yet it kept sending information. Then the first missile struck. Sithrak's eyes widened. "What is this?" The probe exploded in a flash of fire. Sensors recorded a precise hit from the ground below. No natural force could strike like that. Laresh whispered, "Something is there, intelligent and armed." Sithrak's pride rose. Even if a species existed, they were soft. He told himself. The planet itself would kill them before they could build ships. Still, he ordered more scans. Later, Vreel detected a new signal. It was different from before. This time, it was directed at the station itself. The aliens leaned forward, studying it. The signal contained structured sounds and symbols. Some of them were translations into multiple languages. Then came the message in Galactic Standard. "We know you are watching. We would like to talk." The room went silent. "It cannot be," Laresh said. "The species is supposed to be weak. This is clever. This is planning." "Laresha. This clan," Sithrak waved a claw dismissively. "Probably a small automated system, testing us." "Nothing more." Vreel shook his head. "No. The signal is too calm, too precise. It is intelligence. They are aware of us." For the first time, the aliens felt a twinge of uncertainty. But Sithrak still believed the humans could not survive the planet long enough to matter. The council, far away, gave permission for a small diplomatic mission. It was to be unarmed and respectful, a simple first contact. They would show the natives the way of the galaxy. Sithrak, Vreel, and Laresh boarded the small diplomatic vessel. The journey to the surface was tense. The storm clouds were violent, lightning crackled across the sky, and the air pressure threatened to crush the hull. Vreel could not stop looking at the planet below, marveling at its wild beauty. Laresh focused on the medical readings, ensuring their suits would hold against the gravity and radiation. Sithrak simply gripped the controls and kept the ship steady. After hours of rough flight, they descended into a hidden valley. The land here was jagged and dangerous, but someone had made it safe. Massive walls carved from stone and metal protected structures in the valley. Green patches of crops and cultivated fields spread between the buildings. The aliens had expected ruin, fire, or death. Instead, they saw a settlement that seemed alive and thriving. As the shuttle landed, humans appeared. They were tall, strong, and moving with ease. Their skin was pale from lack of sun in some areas, but their muscles were clearly built for hard work. Commander Jason Clark stepped forward to greet them. He was calm, tall, and wearing light armor. Beside him were Dr. Laura Miller, the lead scientist, and Commander Nathan Brooks, who oversaw logistics and security. Sithrak blinked. They are not frail," Vreel whispered. "I expected soft forms. Weak bones. Fragile lungs. But these are Deathworlders." Jason raised a hand. "Welcome. We have been expecting you. Please, step out and see our home." Sithrak hesitated. He looked at Vreel and Laresh. They nodded slightly. They stepped onto the ground. The air felt heavy, but breathable. Humans moved around them easily, ignoring the storms and the strange gravity. Jason extended his hand. "I am Captain Jason Clark." Sithrak, proud as ever, hesitated. Then, he shook it. His claws were larger than he thought, but Jason did not flinch. Vreel and Laresh noticed the speed of the handshake. Human muscles were dense and precise. They were guided into the valley. Humans showed them the base. Training fields, laboratories, workshops, and medical bays. Soldiers ran, lifting weights heavier than any alien could manage comfortably. Scientists tested weapons and materials under extreme conditions. Injured humans recovered quickly, even from what should have been fatal accidents. Vreel floated quietly, watching. How can they survive this? This is impossible." Laresh scanned them secretly, noting fast clotting blood, strong bones, rapid healing, and immune systems that could handle extreme pathogens. "These creatures are remarkable," he admitted softly. Jason noticed their looks of surprise. "Our planet is harsh. Everything here can kill you. Storms, predators, disease. We learned to survive, or we died." Laura added, "We know our planet is dangerous. We train, we adapt, and we prepare for the worst. It is not weakness to face danger. It is necessary to live." The aliens were silent. Their assumptions about frail, helpless species were shattered. Even Sithrak felt the sting of surprise. To demonstrate, Jason arranged a small test. Chris, a human engineer, lifted a crate that would have required mechanical assistance for most aliens. Melissa, another human, walked outside the protective dome with minimal suit, while Sithrak's team wore full shielding. Vreel could not hide his amazement. "Their bodies, they are designed for this world. They are built to endure." Laresh nodded. "And to fight, if needed." During a private conversation, Laura spoke to Vreel. "Our world made us this way. We value peace, but we will defend ourselves. The galaxy has dangerous neighbors, and we cannot rely on luck. We survive, or we do not exist." Vreel absorbed her words. He had expected soft, fragile beings who would be polite and easy to manage. Instead, he saw creatures who could endure fire, storms, predators, and war, and still smile, still reason, still plan. Sithrak remained outwardly proud. He told himself humans would still be contained by their planet. But deep down, he felt the first tremor of doubt. This planet might be their home, but its children were stronger than any report, stronger than any test, and stronger than he had imagined. As night fell, the valley glowed with firelight and lamps. Humans continued their work without pause. Jason and Laura discussed schedules, training, and defense. Soldiers ran in the dark, and scientists continued experiments. The aliens could only watch, realizing that what they had called a death world was a nursery of strength and resilience. Vreel whispered to Laresh, "We underestimated them. Completely." Laresh nodded. "And it may cost us more than we know if we treat them like soft ones." Sithrak turned to leave the observation of the base for a moment. His mind churned with thoughts of pride, danger, and what it would mean if this species ever ventured beyond their world. Humanity was not what he expected. Humanity was stronger, and for the first time, the aliens wondered if the galaxy had been too confident in judging what could survive and what could fight back. The next morning, the alien visitors woke to a busy scene. The valley was alive with activity. Humans moved in every direction, carrying supplies, repairing structures, and training. The air smelled of metal, dust, and cooking fires. The aliens had never seen a species so at home in danger. Commander Jason Clark greeted them again. "Good morning. We hope you slept well. Today, we will show you more of our world." Sithrak nodded politely, though his pride made him hold back his amazement. Vreel floated beside Laresh, eyes wide. They had never seen a species work so efficiently under so many risks. "We will begin with the training grounds," Jason said. The aliens followed. The field was enormous, with climbing walls, obstacle courses, and areas for heavy lifting. Human soldiers ran, jumped, and lifted weights that would challenge most alien species. The ground shook under their steps. "They are stronger than they look," Vreel whispered. Laresh nodded, secretly scanning the humans' bodies. He noted high muscle density, fast healing, and unusually strong hearts. Even small injuries healed within minutes. "These people are not frail," Sithrak said quietly. He had tried to dismiss it before, but he could not. The humans were built to survive, built to endure, built to fight. Jason introduced them to Captain Melanie Taylor, a senior soldier. She lifted a massive crate without effort and threw it onto a platform. The aliens stared. Enderly, Senior stared. "Their muscles, their bodies are designed for extreme stress," Laresh muttered. Melanie smiled at them. "We have to be ready. Our planet is not kind. Everything can kill you here. We learn to fight, to run, to lift, to climb, or we die. Simple as that." The aliens watched silently as humans ran through obstacle courses, carrying heavy packs, jumping over chasms, and crawling under beams. Some soldiers had minor scars. Some had bruises. None slowed down. Instead, they seemed energized by the challenge. Vreel turned to Sithrak. "Our reports called them soft. We assumed they could not survive their own world." Sithrak grunted. "Reports are not reality." He did not speak louder, but his mind churned with doubt and unease. Next, Jason led them to the science area. Dr. Laura Miller explained their research. She showed labs filled with strange equipment, testing materials under extreme heat, cold, and pressure. Sensors measured the limits of metal, stone, and synthetic fibers. The aliens were impressed. Even their most advanced tools would fail under some conditions the humans tested. "We do not take chances," Laura explained. "If something can break and kill us, we make it stronger or adapt," Vreel observed quietly. The humans were not only physically strong, but clever. They had turned their world's dangers into lessons, solutions, and innovations. Laresh felt a chill. He had studied many species, but few could survive a planet like this, and none so organized and smart. They walked to a medical bay. Humans were treating an injured soldier. He had fallen during training, but his bones were set and bandaged in minutes. His blood clotted unusually fast. Laresh was shocked. He scanned him discreetly. The healing rate, the strength of tissue, the rapid recovery, it was unlike anything he had seen. "We have evolved to survive pain and injury," Laura said, noticing his surprise. "We cannot wait for nature to be gentle. We fix. We heal. We continue." Sithrak remained silent, though a knot of worry tightened in his chest. The aliens had expected frail creatures, helpless and weak. They found Deathworlders, beings made by their planet to endure every danger. After the tour, Jason offered a demonstration. "We want you to understand. We do not threaten you, but we can defend ourselves." They moved to a testing area outside. Chris, a human engineer, lifted a heavy crate, heavier than a normal alien cargo container, and moved it with ease. Melissa, a young soldier, walked into a storm outside with only light armor. Lightning flashed near her, but she moved calmly, unaffected. The aliens had to remain in full suits for protection. Vril floated beside Laresh, whispering, "They treat danger like it is nothing. They are used to it." Laresh's scanning instruments beeped constantly. The human's vital signs were exceptional. High metabolism, strong bones, fast reflexes, remarkable endurance. Even the young ones were formidable. Jason spoke again. "We are not reckless. We respect life. But we will survive. If necessary, we will fight. We have no other choice." Sithrak nodded slowly. He realized their assumption of weakness had been wrong. These humans were not just surviving. They thrived in conditions that should have killed them. Later, in a quiet corner, Laura spoke to Vril. "Our world shaped us. We have predators, storms, disease, earthquakes. We learned to endure. We value life, but we will not let anyone destroy us. If our world is harsh, we make it work for us." Vril listened intently. He had studied many species, but none had such resilience and intelligence combined. Laresh also felt awe. Humans were not like other planets' creatures. They were danger incarnate. Sithrak remained calm on the outside, but he felt the first seeds of concern. Could his species underestimate these humans at their peril? He thought of the red planet's storms, its gravity, its wild creatures. Humans survived all of it, and more. The day continued with more lessons. The aliens watched soldiers train, scientists experiment, and engineers work with machines designed to endure disaster. Humans adapted to any situation. Their city was built to survive floods, earthquakes, fires, and attacks. They used the planet's harshness as a tool, not a threat. Vril turned to Laresh. "They are Deathworlders. They do not fear danger, they expect it, and they improve because of it." "Everyone. They are Deathworlders," Laresh nodded. "And if anyone challenges them, they will respond with the full force of everything they have learned from this planet." Sithrak realized the truth. Humanity's strength came from their world itself. Their muscles, their minds, their culture, their society, all honed to endure and survive extremes. This was why they could face fire, storms, disease, and predators without hesitation. This was why they could lift, heal, fight, and adapt beyond any other species the aliens had met. As evening approached, Jason led them to a high platform overlooking the valley. The storm clouds glowed red in the distance, lightning flashing across the peaks. Humans continued their work below, climbing, running, experimenting, and repairing. The aliens watched silently, understanding that this was normal life for these people. "You see," Jason said softly, "we live in a world that will kill us every day. We survive, and when needed, we fight." Vril's eyes widened. "They are not soft, they are unstoppable in their own way." Laresh looked at Sithrak. "Commander, we cannot treat them as weak. If we do, we will regret it." Sithrak nodded slowly. He could not ignore it. Humans were not just strong. They were shaped to survive death itself. Their planet had forged them into beings that could endure anything. And more importantly, they had learned to work together, to think, to plan, and to act. For the first time, the aliens felt humility. They had expected a soft species, a minor planet with weaklings. They found Deathworlders, creatures of extraordinary endurance, strength, intelligence, and courage. As the sun set behind the jagged mountains, the aliens returned to their shuttle. The valley below glowed with lights and fire, humans still working, training, and living. The aliens were silent. Their minds were filled with new understanding, and also unease. Vreel spoke quietly. If they ever leave this planet, the galaxy will have to learn quickly. Humanity is not just another species, they are a force shaped by death itself. Laresh nodded. And we are lucky they do not attack us. Yet, Sithrak remained quiet. He was thinking of the future. He could not ignore it any longer. These humans were not what anyone expected. They were strong, clever, and fearless. A threat? Perhaps. An ally? Maybe. But the galaxy would be surprised when Deathworlders revealed their full power. The shuttle lifted into the stormy sky. The aliens looked down one last time at the bustling valley, marveling at the resilience of the human race. It was not just a planet they had found, a species shaped by their world, ready for anything, and capable of turning danger into strength. For the first time, Sithrak admitted to himself. The reports had been wrong. Humanity could not be measured by their technology, their size, or their numbers. They were measured by the world they survived, and the world they had survived was a red-level death world. And from that moment, the aliens knew. They had underestimated humanity. The aliens had spent several days in the human valley. They had seen strength, resilience, and skill beyond anything they expected. Commander Sithrak, Analyst Vreel, and Medic Laresh had slowly accepted that humanity was different from every other species they knew. They were Deathworlders, shaped by a harsh world into beings who could survive almost anything. But peace never lasts forever. In orbit, sensors picked up unusual activity. A massive fleet, the Draal hegemon, had entered the system. The Draal were a warlike empire, known for conquering weak planets before they could rise. Their ships were enormous, with weapons far beyond what the humans had shown, or so the aliens thought. Sithrak stared at the readings. They are coming. Quickly. They mean to conquer this planet. Vreel floated closer. They cannot know about humans yet. They assume this world is empty, or only inhabited by weaklings. Laresh's instruments beeped. They are wrong. Humans are not weak. But we must warn our council immediately. The aliens contacted the council. Messages were urgent and clear. Draal's approaching. Planet has intelligent life. Humans are stronger than expected. Recommend retreat. The council responded with a simple order. Evacuate. Abandon negotiations. Do not interfere. The Draal were experienced. No species could survive them. Without overwhelming strength, the aliens were reluctant, but orders were orders. On the surface, Jason Clark, Laura Miller, and Nathan Brooks were monitoring the system when their sensors detected the Draal fleet. Ships numbered in the thousands moved through space, their weapons glowing ominously. They are here, Nathan said calmly, as expected. But we are ready. Laura glanced at him. Ready? They have a massive fleet. We do not. Jason smiled faintly. We have something stronger than numbers. We have Deathworlders, and we have plans. Sithrak and Vreel watched in surprise. Humans were calm, organized, and confident. They were not panicking. They were preparing. Jason led them to a command room, where screens showed detailed maps of the planet, orbital positions, and defensive positions. Humans moved quickly, assigning tasks, launching drones, and preparing weapons. Hidden stations in mountains, underwater bunkers, and underground silos activated. Vreel whispered to Laresh. They planned for this, even before the Draal arrived. Laresh nodded. They treat danger as normal. Their planet made them ready for war, for disaster, for everything. Sithrak frowned. He had underestimated them before, but now he realized just how dangerous humans could be when organized. They were calm, in the face of an overwhelming threat. As the Droll fleet approached, they fired a test strike on an empty ocean. The blast was massive. Waves rose hundreds of meters, and fire burned on the surface. Alien observers gasped. It was terrifying. The humans did not flinch. Their sensors calculated the blast, and countermeasures activated. Stealth drones created false targets. Warning systems guided ships to safer positions, and hidden weapons aimed back at the attackers. The humans' response was precise and immediate. Sithrak could not believe his eyes. Even under such fire, humans did not panic. They treated destruction as a normal challenge, something to work with, not to fear. Vril floated near him. We cannot underestimate them now. They will fight. They will survive. Laresh muttered. And if they fight, the Droll will lose more than they expect. On the surface, Jason coordinated with Commander Nathan. Launch all available drones. Deploy the decoys. Prepare the energy pulses. The Drell cannot see everything at once. Nathan nodded. Our planet gives us an advantage. Storms, high gravity, and natural interference help our weapons. We will use it. The Droll fired again, targeting human defensive stations. Some were destroyed, but many survived. Hidden shields and underground structures absorbed the damage. Humans moved quickly to repair and redirect. Vril whispered to Sithrak. Their technology is simple compared to the Droll, but their understanding of the environment, it is superior. Sithrak felt a chill. Humans had turned their planet's dangers into weapons. Their knowledge of storms, terrain, and gravity allowed them to fight a superior force effectively. Then Jason revealed a new tactic. Small human ships launched from hidden bases, flying under storm interference. They moved unpredictably, dodging Droll sensors, and striking weak points in the enemy fleet. The Droll were confused. Their large ships could not track the small, fast targets effectively. Laura explained to Vril. We do not need to match them ship for ship. We use what our planet gave us. Speed, unpredictability, endurance. We fight smart, not just strong. Laresh shook his head in disbelief. They are adapting faster than any species I have studied, even when injured. They continue with precision. Sithrak's pride wrestled with reality. Humans were not just strong. They were clever, adaptive, and fearless. Their planet had shaped them to survive every challenge, and they applied it in battle, flawlessly. Later, a daring mission unfolded. A small team of human Marines boarded a damaged Droll ship. Sergeant Alex Turner led the team, with Corporal Megan Ross as his second. They moved quickly through corridors designed for larger aliens, using speed and agility to avoid detection. Vril watched the live feed in disbelief. Humans adapted to every obstacle instantly. Doors that required strength to open were bypassed with tools. Weapons were adjusted for the smaller corridors. Even Droll defenses designed for bigger targets failed to stop them. Laresh whispered. They are fearless. They fight with knowledge, speed, and endurance. They are a nightmare for the Droll. On the Droll command bridge, chaos erupted. The fleet commanders had expected an easy conquest. Instead, they faced an enemy who understood the planet, its storms, its gravity, and its own limits better than they did. Humans were unpredictable, adaptive, and relentless. Sithrak realized the truth. Humans were not only capable of surviving Deathworld conditions, they were capable of using them against invaders. The Droll underestimated them, and that mistake could cost the Droll the battle. Meanwhile, Jason and Nathan coordinated human forces across the planet. Hidden railguns fired at Droll ships. Laser arrays struck from unexpected angles, and cyber units disrupted enemy systems. Every strike was precise, every action calculated. Humans were not reckless, they were masters of their environment. Vril floated beside Laresh. We thought they were soft. We thought they would die easily. Now I see they are anything but. They are trained by death itself. We, Laresh nodded. Their planet made them this way. They are relentless, and they do not fear death, they plan around it. As the battle continued, one human ship stayed behind to block a flanking Drell maneuver. Its crew transmitted messages calmly while holding fire. Fully aware they would be destroyed, the ship was hit, exploding in a brilliant flash. Yet the mission succeeded. The Drell flank was delayed, giving humans time to adjust their strategy. Sithrak turned to Vreel. We cannot call them weak. This is beyond what we imagined. They will not yield, even in the face of death. Vreel nodded. They are Deathworlders in every sense. The planet forged them into perfect survivors, Laresh added softly. And the Drell are learning too late. They assumed weakness. They assumed fear. They assumed chaos. Humans have none of these. As the sun set over the jagged mountains, human forces regrouped. Repairs were made, casualties treated, and new strategies calculated. The Drell were still powerful, but they were faltering. Small victories accumulated. Humans adapted to every new threat with calm precision. Sithrak, Vreel, and Laresh remained in the shuttle, observing silently. They had witnessed the impossible. Humans fighting beyond expectations, using their planet's danger as a weapon, and adapting faster than any species they had known. Vreel spoke quietly. If the Drell continue, they will face defeat. Humans are not just strong. They are clever, adaptive, and fearless. They are everything we underestimated. Laresh nodded. And the galaxy has not seen the full power of Deathworlders yet. Sithrak remained quiet, his pride humbled. Humans were no soft species. They were a force forged by danger, sharpened by survival, and tempered by intelligence. Their planet had shaped them. And now, they showed the aliens and the Drell what that meant. As night fell, the alien observers watched the valley below. Humans moved without rest, repairing, planning, training, and preparing for the next wave of attacks. Even injured soldiers continued, their bodies and minds shaped by constant challenge. Vreel whispered, "This is only the beginning. Humanity will surprise the galaxy again," Laresh added, "and any who think them weak will pay the price." Sithrak finally spoke. "We came to see a minor species. We found Deathworlders, and I fear the galaxy is not ready for them." And with that, the battle raged on. The Drell had underestimated the humans. They had assumed weakness, frailty, and fear. They had assumed chaos. Instead, they found order, strength, and courage beyond measure, and the aliens knew it. Humanity had become something no one could ignore.